Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back on the one for you. So guys, the inauguration's over in Orange Man's and the White House, right? And guys, just like he said, all over the United States, all these illegals are getting hit with the They're getting the boot, man. All over the United States, you have ICE agents kicking indoors. Guys, I have the race card out, right? No one's been able to explain to me why I, as a black American, should care about any of this, right? But of course, guys, here we are in the dumpster fire known as TikTok, because there's a whole bunch of wokey woke moronic broads whining about this, right? Because of course they are, right? So guys, we'll get into this. Before we do, like, subscribe, and drop a comment, guys. Check out my second channel. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end, and let's get into this.
ICE comes to pick people up. They don't just pick people up, put them on a plane, and send them back to the country they came from. They actually pick people up, and then they put them in the detention center or county jail that they've contracted with, where people will be staying and waiting indefinitely until they can see an immigration judge. It's already a super backlogged system. Like, people already have to wait, like, months to, like, over a year, like, even longer than that. Now with Trump doing these mass deportations where he's deporting, like, quite literally anyone and everyone, it's gonna be years of people just waiting in jail until they can even see the immigration judge before they can even be deported, which is frankly inhumane, because before it was already inhumane. It was already terrible the way deportations happened, because before the focus was on people who had committed more serious crimes or people who had entered the country numerous times without proper documentation, although that wasn't always the case, because ICE has always been conducting raids and deporting people, like, kind of indiscriminately. But now, literally anyone, regardless of the fact that they have no, like, the cleanest record, been here forever, are maybe on the path to, getting some kind of status. They have, great jobs. They are well liked in the community, respected by lots of people of different political parties. They serve their communities. It doesn't even matter. They're going to be basically picked up and locked up and treated like they've done something, like, actually wrong, when they've quite literally done nothing but contribute to this country. Also, because there's
guys, let's pump the brakes right there. She says, oh, they have a clean record. No, they don't, because they broke the law when they came here. Guys, what is going on? Entering this country illegally is a crime, you absolute knucklehead.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Literally not enough room in the jails or detention centers to fit this many people who are waiting indefinitely to see an immigration judge. Trump is building camps that are basically under jail-like conditions for people to wait until they can see the immigration judge, which is so disgusting. It's so morally wrong. These are just regular people, which, by the way, it includes children. Like, he's literally just torturing people on purpose. It would be honestly more humane to deport to just, like, send people back to wherever. Like, this, like, people don't understand that the process of deportation is so very scary and very inhumane, and people just don't, like, they don't deserve it. When ICE comes,
guys, you know what's funny? Guys, Google or go to YouTube and look at what Poland's doing to illegals over there. Let's just say they're not playing games in Poland. Guys, because what does China do to illegals? Guys, they're not playing over there either. Right? Guys, the United States has the most lax border policy, I would say, on planet Earth. And is actually the nicest of the people who break our border laws. You can't name a single country on Earth, right, that allows people to freely cross their border, right? Especially not the Middle East, not Africa. Guys, even in Africa, you can't cross into the countries in the same way here. Clown world, right? Come on, man. And maybe there wouldn't be such a backlog if there wasn't so many people coming over here. And guys, I still don't see where I should feel bad about any of this, right? Absolutely insane. Look at that. And of course, guys, she has 2,400 comments. Thank you for saying this. I don't think everyone knows the whole process. This has definitely helped me visualize how awful it is, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Look at that. These aren't typical jails. This is so terrible. Do they even see a judge? Come on, man. And guys, we have enough problems here. As an American, I have enough problems in this country to worry about as a citizen. I don't care, guys. I don't. Right? And I know, there's going to be a couple people, AJ, but don't you have a heart? You know what I got to say?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Hey, guys, they're hashtags. Hashtag immigration. Hashtag orange man. Hashtag deportation. Hashtag have a heart. Clown world.
I walked my daughter to the bus stop, and there were several students missing, and there were also several parents that I usually see at the bus stop that weren't there. Yesterday, my 10-year-old daughter came home from school and told me that several of her classmates were missing, students that were being picked up early by
Look at that.
parents. Now, if you're someone that lives in Texas, you know that there are certain parts of Texas populated by the Hispanic community. A lot of communities here in Texas are essentially easy targets. I had to have a difficult conversation with my daughter and explain to her what deportation means. Yesterday, I had to explain to my daughter that she may not be able to see her friends anymore. She may not be able to see her best friend anymore. Yesterday, I had to explain to my daughter that her grandmother, my mother, was also an illegal immigrant at one point in time. And I had to explain to my 10-year-old daughter about how her grandmother had to obtain things such as a green card, citizenship, just to be able to stay in this country and feel safe and feel free.
Did you explain to your daughter how your grandma managed to do that, but her knuckleheaded friends can't? Right, guys? Think about the lack, that disconnect there, right? I had to explain to my daughter, right, that her friends and her friends' parents should do what her grandma did. But she won't say that. No, clown world.
Yesterday, I watched my daughter's face turn from a smile to confusion and sadness. What's irritating the most about all of this is that those of you who actually voted for Trump actually have the audacity to get up here on these platforms and complain about what Trump is doing. All of this is you guys' fault. This morning I walked.
So there it is, guys. This is someone who's worrying about something that has nothing to do with them, right? You know what I mean? This victimhood type mentality, always trying to find a way to be a victim. When her grandmother or her mom or whatever managed to do it the right way, right? And guys, this is this conflating of issues, right? Well, you don't care about immigrants. And a person that legally immigrates is different than an illegal immigrant. Guys, I actually watched a video recently where a woman said that there was a woman she knows that had been undocumented, quote unquote, for 20 years. 20 years. Guys, do you think that you can be undocumented in China, in Brazil, in Turkey? No. We're the only country on earth where you cannot be a citizen and almost enjoy all the same rights and privileges as a person who isn't. Clown world. Look at that. Look at that, man. Absolutely insane. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag ICE, hashtag orange man, hashtag immigration, hashtag laws, hashtag USA, clown world.
Why don't you just get a green card? I don't get offended when people ask me that question anymore because I realize if they're asking, it's because they don't know the answer. And unless you've studied immigration law, how could I expect you to know? People don't know that you can't just go and ask for a green card, also known as permanent residency, the same way that you can go and ask for a driver's license. And honestly, the answer is quite simple. There is no pardon, no forgiveness for coming into the country illegally.
And there shouldn't be, right, guys? I've said this multiple times in this video. Do you think China or Japan? Matter of fact, guys, Japan had a video of them kicking out a bunch of illegals, right? Do you think China, Japan, Poland pardon people for coming in illegally? No, right?
So you can't say, I'm sorry, I broke your one major rule. Can I stay here? It doesn't work like that, understandably. There really isn't a pathway to citizenship for the immigrants that are here. There are certain ways to have a legal status here, but you have to meet certain criteria.
Do you guys see what she did, right? She said for the immigrants that are here, you are not an immigrant. You are here illegally. Guys, always watch that wordplay. Always watch them play fast and slick with words, right? They do this all the time.
Just to name a few, VAWA, it's a Violence Against Women's Act, meaning if a U.S. citizen beats the crap out of you and abuses you, then you get papers, you get to stay here. There's a U visa. If you are the victim of a crime by an American citizen, you get to stay here. There's so much that goes into it. I am currently protected from deportation under a program called DACA, which is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, meaning it provides you with a social security number and work authorization to legally work in the United States for 2 years and protects you from deportation for those 2 years, and then you get to renew. It wasn't until recently that a pathway to citizenship through DACA became available if you meet certain criteria, which I am not eligible for. There has been a secret way to get permanent residency, a green card with DACA. It's been hidden. A lot of dreamers were unaware that they could apply for advanced parole, meaning you were asking the government permission to go back to your home country to either visit an immediate relative who is ill or other criteria that you have to fall under. So if you were granted that permission to go and came back into the U.S., that counted as your legal entry, and then you could apply for a justice status, meaning permanent residency. But they don't tell you that.
So why don't people do that then, right? So it sounds like these knuckleheads have a ace in the hole. They're just too lazy and dumb to figure it out, right? You know? Well, a lot of people better take a plane ride back home and try and come in because ICE is coming. You know what I'm saying? Guys, she goes on for like another minute and a half. I don't care. So, guys, there's been a loophole for a lot of these knuckleheads, and they still haven't taken it, right? Absolutely insane. Guys, are hashtags. Hashtag immigration. Hashtag deportation, hashtag DACA, hashtag immigrant clown world.
Fear is that I'll get deported to a country that I don't know.
Camila Ruilova Bustamante. She came across the border as a 7-month-old baby with her mother and grandmother.
Ugh.
23 years later, she's still not been able to get the paperwork she needs to be legal.
Look at that.
Threat of deportation is imminent.
How frightened are you? What's your fear?
Now, guys, didn't the girl in the previous video just say, the previous clip, just say how this person could do this, right? She's been here 23 years and hasn't done it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Having been here since I was 7 months old, my biggest fear, I think, would be that my family is torn apart.
We tell her story to voters, Trump voters, just an hour outside of DC to see if there was any empathy for Camilla. And there was some, but not much.
Yeah.
There's going to be sad stories.
She might be among them.
She might be among them. I don't know how it's all going to plan out. I would love to see, like, she came at 7 months old. It's not her fault she was here illegally, you know?
Her mum is with her, by the way, and is also still undocumented.
Well, her mom should go home at least, at the very least.
Yo, dude, Becky is not playing. Yo, she's like, well, then her mom needs to get out of here. Look at that.
Others had less empathy.
Send her home. I mean, let her figure out how to get legal. We just got to get control over the border and know who's coming in here.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Was one of the reasons because of immigration?
Yes. Yes. My family did it the right way.
There you go.
So why not go down the path of actually becoming official.
Thank you.
My name is
AOC, as she's known, is leading the charge, urging Joe Biden to give temporary protected status to 300,000 undocumented Ecuadorians, many of whom live in her district.
300,000.
We agree. Being undocumented is a problem. But our solution, instead of turning the military on our own people, is to document them.
Guys, isn't she the worst? Every time she talks, guys. Clown world.
A pot smoking slut.
To document the undocumented.
Not so simple. The Immigration Office told us it has nearly 7.8 million immigration cases currently on its books, while other estimates put the total number of undocumented migrants at over 13 million people.
Look at that.
A number that's risen sharply under President Biden. And officials told us there are more than 600,000 migrants with either criminal convictions or pending criminal charges.
My fear
Look at that, guys. Well, what's your chick's name?
that I'll get deported to a country that I don't know.
What's her name
Mila
again?
Ruilova Bustamante.
Maria Villanova Bustamante. I just got one thing for you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Because, guys, let's be honest, right? Let's be honest, right? Let's just break out the race card again, right? Guys, let's look at all the marginalized groups as per the wokey wokes. Homeless veterans, right? The working class, right? Black people, Hispanics, right? That are legal. Asians. All these people that had to claw their way into the middle class, right? Rural white Americans in these Appalachian towns, right? People that have actually had to struggle, right? All the resources that are going to these knuckleheads could be going to help those groups of people, right? You look at Chicago. They put all these migrants in these black neighborhoods, and the black people are all pissed off, right? This logic doesn't even work per the wokey wokes, right? How does that work? You got poor whites, homeless veterans, blacks that have been paying taxes for years, trying to scrape by, and all of a sudden these knuckleheads come here, they're staying in hotels, getting free food. How does that make sense? Right? Hey guys, I can't get over this chick right here. Where's she?
Is leading
where's she
the
at?
charge.
Where's Becky at right here? This. Well, they should send her mom back too. Look at that. And guys, this first comment says she and her mom dropped the ball and let time pass. They expected this to never happen. Deport them and have them come back the right way. Facts. Yep. Look at that. Someone says these Latinos supporting deportation know they themselves migrated is incomprehensible because they came here legally. Look at that. What are you talking about? Absolutely insane. Guys, the hashtags. Hashtag Orange Man, hashtag deportation, hashtag America, hashtag border. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and guys, I'm out of here. Have a good one, guys.